my God, you gotta be kidding me, right? Oh, well, you must have heard the news by now. Yes, that's right. On the 24th of July, we've all gotta wear face masks in supermarkets and indoor areas, apart from, apparently, pubs and restaurants. Oh, because that's not practical. I'll get back to that in a minute. But firstly, good God. I mean, you can't make this up. Honestly, you gotta watch this video to the end because I'm gonna tell you some things that I've personally experienced that'll blow your mind. That's right, I mean, it blew my mind. Jesus Christ, it's just a joke, right? Now, I'm not saying face masks are a joke and they're useless and all that. That ain't a video trying to make a mockery of them. This is a video to prove that masks ain't all they are made out to be if there's other issues involved. Now, watch this to the end and you'll know what I mean. If you want to see me, Yanu and Lil on the show, you can check us out on the channel Short Comedy Movies. We got Yanoween 1 and Yanoween 2, and we got other parts on there so you can see them. Anyway, let's get on with the video, right? So, there's this guy, right? This is just incredible, right? This is absolutely incredible. You have got Mr. Boris Johnson, right? This guy's incredible, right? He's gave us all advice at the beginning of a pandemic, right? His advice, his top professional opinion advice was to sing happy birthday twice whilst washing your hands, and to top it off, he caught the virus straight after saying it. I mean, this guy's incredible. I mean, what sort of, if you want to look up to someone, to say, hey, this guy's going to protect me, wouldn't you want to listen to someone like that? I mean, you think about World War I or World War II, if this guy was available then, imagine how amazing it would have been, Oh, look, there comes a bomber. It's coming down to bombers. Don't worry. Sing happy birthday twice while you're running. Happy birthday to... I mean, come on. Honestly, God almighty, this is just a joke, Anyways, let's get on with this, right? So, problems. Right, so you got face masks. So people wear face masks, and you know what? I swear to God, they think they're Superman. Honestly, they feel like there's this big bubble of a shield around them. They're like, oh my God, nothing can touch me with this mask on. It's over my nose, my mouth, whatever, and I'm super protected. There's nothing that can get to me now, 'cause I am super protected. That's right. Well, let me share some stories, right? Number one story. I went into a supermarket, right? In the queue, 4 people. 4 in front of me with masks. Look at me. I'm good. I got my mask on, I'm super protected, I'm super, healthy, I'm super hygienic. And then, anyway, the cashier, he's got like a screen, right? A big screen to protect him. Okay, so if I went up to that cashier and said, hey, guy, how you doing? Shake my hand. He'd go, oh, whoa. No. I can't shake your hand because that could be contamination. That's right. If I shake your hand, I could get contaminated because I don't know you from Adam, even though my name's Grandpa, but, Adam would do. So anyway, these 4 people, they're in the queue, and they say, okay, that's 60 pounds, please. And he went, there, I pay cash, right? So the guy behind the screen that's protected, the cashier, he goes, thank you very much. Do you know the problem with that? Well, he can't shake my hand, he can't shake his hand, but he can take his change that's in his hand onto his hand, right? Now, wait up a minute. So, he can't touch my hand to shake it, and he can't touch his hand to shake it, but he can take his change that is being handled by loads of people. I mean, a lot more than just him and him, or me. You know, it's handled by loads, but it's okay because I'm taking the change. He's got no gloves on. Okay, he hasn't got a mask because he's got a screen, but he's got no gloves, and he's like, oh, thank you very much, I'll get you a change, yeah. Okay, there's your change, oh, thank you very much. And they grab my food. So he's touching my food, he can't shake my hand, he can't shake his hand, but he can take his cash, and he can handle my food, and everybody else's food, and the hundreds of people that are going in and out all day. Every day. And that change is in the cashier, and they're giving it around and changing it around, but don't worry, you can't shake hands, so you're protected. Oh my God. Is this serious? Serious? Okay, number two problem, right? So it goes back to the same place, right? And it goes in, and the guy, the next person is buying some coleslaw, right? In like a package, a plastic package. And what happens? Whoopie-doo, it falls off the conveyor belt onto the floor in front of me, splat everywhere, right? I'm like, oh, for God's sake, this is great. First there's someone on another day with a mask on and they're paying cash. Now I got some person who's dropped all his stuff on the floor. So anyway, the cashier says, well, I can't do it because, I'm behind the screen. I'm protected. So he calls another guy, right? He says, hey, could you do it for me, one of the workers? So the worker comes along now. What's the first thing you think he's going to do? You think he's going to carefully pick it up with some gloves or something? It's on the floor. It's dirty after all. It's on the floor. I wouldn't get on the floor, do push-ups or anything in there. It's walked around all the time. People could be spitting on the floor outside, walking in it and in the supermarket. Anyway, it's on the floor, so he's got no gloves on. He comes along, he starts like picking it all up and putting it in the jar. And do you know what he does? You think he's gonna go, I've got everything together, I'll take it out the bag, chuck it in the trash, and then I'll wash my hands thoroughly and put some the old disinfectant, sanitizer around my hands, and I'm clean, super clean again. But no, what does he do? He goes around the side of the actual screen where the cashier's handling all the food, and he says, there you go. And he gave it to him. Seriously. He gave it to the cashier, and the cashier didn't say, no, I can't shake your hands, I can't do this, so I can't definitely touch that off the floor. No, he just goes, oh, thanks very much, and puts it on his desk. On his till. And then he carries on serving the bar. No sanitizer, no washing their hands. Christ almighty. And he's still serving. Then the guy, he finishes cleaning with just, his hands, no gloves, and he just cleans it up with a towel and everything, and then he picks it up off him and takes it away. And I'm like, well, it's too late now, he gave it to him. But he's still serving. That's number two, right? Absolutely ridiculous, right? Number three, I goes into another one. Oh yeah, okay, let's say we didn't have all the masks now, yeah? Because that's on the 24th. But let's say we did all have masks, right? And we're all walking around with masks. We're like, hey, well, look at us, we're completely fine, even though he's handling cash, even though he's dropping things on the floor. And to top it off, how can things get worse? Number three, how can things get worse than that? Do you know what? I was in the same store again, right? This is a different location, though. It's the same supermarket, but a different area, right? And I'm walking down this aisle, and this guy, right, he's got his hands, both his hands, down his pants. Just walking like this. And I'm like, looking at him. I mean, my eyes could have popped out of my glasses. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking, thinking, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I've just seen someone, handling cash. Then I've seen someone pick stuff off the floor and give it to the cashier. Now I'm seeing someone with their hands down their pants playing with their baubles. So if you've got a mask, right, and I was watching this guy, I knew which till he was on, right? I made sure I was on the opposite till to this guy. Okay, but the point I'm making is that's still going to be cross-contamination, because when he goes on that till, there was loads of people behind him, and they didn't see it, right? But I did, because he took him out afterwards when he went to pick a box up, right? So I knew, I see where those hands been. Oh, that's right, I know where those hands were, and I was watching him, and I knew what he'd done, and all them people behind him didn't have a clue, and he might have probably paid cash too. So he's like, yeah, hang on a minute, I got the cash down here, jingle, jingle, jingle. And he's like, oh yeah, there's the cash, 1, 2, 3. And the cashier's probably like, oh, thank you very much. Obviously you're a clean guy, you know. I didn't see that. But, oh, I'll put it in the cashier, and I'll give you change, and I'll handle this guy's shopping as well, so I can just smudge it on his stuff too. Honestly, for God's sakes, this is just ridiculous, right? This is the problem with masks. I ain't got a problem with masks. I ain't got a problem with masks at all. If they've got to wear a mask, I got to wear a mask. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to wear a mask when you got idiots that drop things on the floor, pick it up, give it to the cashier, handle change, put their hands down their bobos, and jingle around. I'm not going to do a mask. What's that going to do? So if we're all doing that with our hands down our pants, you know, oh yeah, that's okay, I got a mask on. But don't worry, I got my hands down my pants because I've got a mask on. So you're safe. Oh my God. Where is, I don't know. I don't know what, you know. They think it's so great. That's why Boris Johnson, like I said, he's like, oh yes, sing happy birthday twice. You will be, like, super protected. And then he caught it. Now he's giving us advice, and again, this is stupid because what's annoyed me, right? We're in the middle of a pandemic 4 months ago, right? The infection rates were up. The death rates were up. Everything was bad, right? There was only shopping centres open. Sorry, not shopping centres. The supermarkets open, right? So they got supermarkets open, but they didn't have compulsory face masks then when it was so bad, right? But when it gets better, all the infection rates come down, all the deaths come down. Now it's compulsory. I mean, don't you think that's a bit backwards? You know, don't you think that when it was up and everything, it would have been better to say, hey, wear masks now? Because this is like in the middle of it and you're all out at the supermarket. Wouldn't it make sense? You're all in a queue and everybody's stuck in one place because no other shops are open. So everybody's going to one place and queuing up in the same place. Wouldn't that make sense to have the masks then? Not wait 4 months and say, hey, everything's looking good now, let's wear masks. Oh, for God's sake. I don't think these guys have a clue. You know why? Because when he got in power, all he said, his favourite word was, let's get Brexit done. Let's get Brexit done. That's it. Let's get Brexit done. You know, I'm surprised he's still not saying that now. Let's get Brexit, let's get the erection, let's get the virus done. Yeah. You know, I don't know. I mean, this is just ridiculous. So anyway, I ain't got a problem with masks, but I've got a problem with the way people do things and the way they do things without realizing they're doing it. I could pick up on loads of problems. You know, I could pick up loads of issues I've seen around where they touch the wrong things, they do the wrong things, and they're like, oh, don't worry, I've got a mask on. You know, it doesn't matter I'm touching my bobos because I've got a mask on. It doesn't protect you that much if some idiot is putting their hands down their trousers, picking things off the floor, and handling cash that's handled by loads of people, and the cross-contamination. You know, I give you one last example, right? A shop, right? You go in a shop, somebody smokes, right? Now they say that smokers are just as vulnerable as anybody because their lungs, right? So they're more gonna have a problem, right? But I've seen people, right? They go to a shop, same thing, no gloves. They're handling loads of people's, you know, cash and everything. So they've not washed their hands or sanitized. They still, you know, it's cross-contamination. And let's just give you an example, right? They go up to the cashier and they say, hey, I want a pack of 20 or 10 cigarettes. I don't smoke, but I'm just giving you an example what I gather they say. And when they do it, yeah, sure. Now, remember, this guy's handled cash from other people, and he grabs his stuff and he's like, okay, that'll be whatever the money is, I don't know. And they give him the money and he's like, okay, there's your change, sir. So he's handled all his cross-contamination. So their hands are dirty, right? Now, they say on the supermarkets and everywhere, do not touch your face, nose. eyes or mouth, because of that's how it can, get into your system, not on the outside. That's where you clean, right? So you can't touch your mouth, nose, and eyes. But the problem is they bought the cigarettes, they're cross-contaminated, they touch the packet, which is sealed, but they're still touching the packet. They don't go home and wash their hands or sanitize. They're out in the open, they unwrap it, they take it open, they open the cigarettes, they pick the cigarette out, and where does it go? Straight in their mouth. Where they say, do not put in your mouth, nose, or eyes, touch, because it gets in your system, and because you're a smoker, you're at a high risk anyway. And you've just done the complete opposite thing to what they're saying. So you've just handled someone's cash, and God knows that guy could have been in there with his hands down his pants, and you've got it in your mouth. Go figure. It's just mind-blowing. And in terms of this whole, just to finish off, right, in terms of this whole thing of the 24th of July and masks and everything, right, I've got a bit of a feeling on this, right? Last week, they said that they want to encourage people to start eating out, like to get the economy going, right? So I'm starting to think, is this a bit of a ploy, right? Just hear me out. So they say last week they're going to offer people to get them out because people are buying in the supermarkets and eating at home, right? And they want to, kickstart that sort of economy by getting people out and eating. So they think, how are we going to get people out eating, right? So last week they said, we'll give them a discount on the food after so much money. So it sort of gives them a bit of a push to say, go and, try it. But the problem is, I'm wondering if they're thinking, you know what, this ain't working. This ain't working. People are still going to the supermarkets and they're still buying food at home because they're still worried, right? Maybe not everybody, but a lot are. So they say, we need a bit more of a push. We need to find another way. Oh, hang on. I got an idea. How about we tell people it's compulsory to wear masks in a supermarket and in other places, but not in a pub or a restaurant because it's not practical. It's not practical. Hang on a minute. If it's not practical, it doesn't mean to say it's safe. Like if it's not practical to open up, for instance, a barber's, a hairdresser's. I don't know what to do to protect myself or my person I'm doing. And they say, well, if it's not practical, we're not opening. Well, they haven't said that, have they? They haven't said, well, it's not practical to wear a mask there, so we better not open it. They've just gone, oh, well, it's not practical, so even though it's dangerous because everybody else is wearing a mask in the supermarket, just carry on and be dangerous. Just have a drink and eat your food and talk and, sit right next to each other and have a good old drinky poos, and maybe these guys will be super careful when they're drunk. They'll stagger out 2 meters apart, yeah, man, I'm totally, and they're just following each other out. Don't worry, it's not practical, so it's okay. Doesn't mean to say it is safe, but it's okay to carry on. So are they doing that because they think to themselves, well, if we do that, maybe people will get fed up going to supermarkets and go, well, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to. I know. Why don't we just go to the restaurant? Because, we've been eating at home all this time, all these months. And you don't need to wear a mask in there. So is this a bit of a ploy? Is this a way of saying, let's give them another little kickstart? Not just a discount, but tell them they could, get away with a mask in there? Yeah, I think it sounds a bit dodgy to me. Anyway, guys, you think about it. Have a little thought of those things that I said and stupid things. If you've had similar situations where you've had people do silly things and then you're like, well, that seems daft to me. How come I can't shake their hand but they can touch my stuff? Anyway, guys, that's me done, Grandpa Diddley. And as I say, if you want to watch Yanoween 1 and Yanoween 2, and the other episodes, we do them now and again, so whether you subscribe or not doesn't really matter, but if you do subscribe, it helps to find the channel, because we are a very small channel, and, chances are you'll never see a video again. Anyway, guys, take care, and until next time, see you later.